So I was actually quite shocked at the announcement of Rage 2. For anyone who didn't play Rage, it was intended as a sort of return to form for id Software, which is funny to reflect on now after 2016's Doom reboot. Now, Rage's claim to fame lied mostly in the visuals. It used a new method of texture streaming that allowed the world to both load quickly and seamlessly, and look frankly quite stunning. And the animations were top-notch, enemies especially, the way they would react to bullets depending on where you shot them, as well as their death animations are impressive even now. But that's kind of it. Now maybe that's a bit unfair, the gunplay is solid, and Rage certainly has its fans, but the game felt like a tech demo. Impressive, yes, but kind of hollow. So a direct sequel seemed like an odd move. I was surprised it wasn't given a different title or made as just an entirely new IP. But at any rate, Rage 2 seems intent on improving everything the first game did, with the benefit of taking the best elements of Doom. The new Doom. Frantic yet smooth movement complements the meaty gunplay, combined with a slew of special abilities. Shatter to throw your enemies back, and Vortex to teleport, and Barrier for a shield, and my favourite, Slam. Jump in the air and punch the ground, firing off a deadly AoE. Add to that the overcharge mode, in which you overcharge, allowing you to go on a complete rampage. This slew of combat options, the various enemies, and colourful world makes Rage 2 look like a hell of a lot of chaotic fun, and a great improvement from the first. A Plague Tale: Innocence is an upcoming release with an awful, awful name that I am tentatively looking forward to. And I say tentatively because it's being published by Focus Home Interactive, whose recent outputs have been interesting but flawed. Vampire and Call of Cthulhu being the two that come to mind, both of which featured engaging mechanics and systems and choices with trade-offs that just didn't quite pan out. You can see the intentions with these titles, but good intentions can't hold up a game alone. So A Plague Tale: Innocence... I'm just going to call it Plague. So Plague had my interest almost immediately because it's set in, well, one of the darkest periods of history, yes, but also a period that doesn't get explored enough. The setting of the Plague opens up some really interesting narrative and mechanical possibilities, and it seems that Plague is rather boldly opting for both, promising an emotional narrative. A brother and older sister are pursued by the Inquisition as they try to survive the Plague itself, manifested by the much-touted rats mechanic. Swarms, and I do mean swarms of rats, may suddenly show up, driven back by only fire. And there are there are lots of them on screen at once, and it really is quite impressive. So Plague looks like it has both an engaging narrative and gameplay mechanics, so I am excited. Tentatively so, but I am excited. Now maybe I'm out of the loop, but I'd actually thought that kart racers had fallen out of fashion. A while ago you couldn't move for all the Mario Kart competitors. If a company had a mascot, it had a kart racer. These days though, there seems to be hardly any, but like I said, maybe that's just me, it's not really my area. That said, Team Sonic Racing does actually look really fun. Now what I'm about to say might be a bit redundant, but when I first saw Sonic Racing, I was really caught off guard by just how smooth and crisp and colourful it all was. Not chaotic or anything, I don't know how best to explain this, it looked great. Something more specific with the gameplay was the drifting. Now, I maintain that Mario Kart DS is the best one, mainly because of how good the drifting is. Seriously, the handle you have around corners and how you can give yourself a boost by maintaining a drift is just... it was perfect. And that mechanic is effectively recreated here, and it works just as well. Also, I have the music stuck in my head already. In fact, there's a great moment where the music fades during a jump and then comes back on landing, and it's just little touches like that are great.
Out of my way!
Otherwise, Team Sonic Racing is a straightforward kart racer, and that's fine. I realise I've not actually said anything substantial here, other than this looks good. Maybe I'm just taken aback, but I can't remember the last time I was actually excited for a kart racer of all things. CeX.